Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. It has been a moment. So we're just gonna do a random get ready with me. I'm gonna just pull out products that I have always stored in my area. I'm gonna do something that's Pride Month related for June. It just seems like it would be fun to do it because it is Pride Month and I am totally here to stand with the community and just say love should always win, you guys. We should not judge people based on their sexuality, their sexual orientation, or what they choose to be. Like, we need to love everyone and let others live in pride, let others live and be themselves. Like, that is my message, and that's what I always want to portray in my content, is true, unique being yourself, you know? And I feel like society is always about conforming people, and I'm just glad that our generation is not into that, and we just want to see people live and thrive. So let's get into the makeup, okay? So I wanted to tell you guys, I did moisturize my face. I went and used this Belief cream right here, and this Belief cream is the True Cream Aqua Bomb. I love this stuff, you guys. This stuff is bomb. I like it so much. Look, I already finished so much of it, and it is so good. It's really hydrating, and it's just been a little dry lately, and even though it's summer, it's been a little dry. And then I just came from Vegas, which is like even more drier, so my skin is just like I need to do like a whole mask on my skin, but I haven't had time to do it yet, but I need to do it. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows, and I did my brows already on TikTok and I showed it. If you follow me on TikTok, my TikTok is also like my YouTube. It's Glam by Runa. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take this foolproof brow powder, and I'm just going to go ahead and take this foolproof brow powder with a little brush like this, and I'm just going to brush it in. And what I notice is this does like texture. I learned this on, I don't know how to say his name, and I just feel so, I don't want to butcher it, but Hunavo. He's a professional makeup artist, and I've seen him do this. And I don't know if a lot of you guys know, I used to do makeup on people all the time. I've done like professional artistry a lot of times, and obviously I learned a lot of it. I didn't necessarily go to a formal school. Back in the days, I just would like go to a lot of master classes. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and just take the spoolie, and I'm just going to brush that out evenly. And then so once you get that good coverage, he would just go in with a pencil, which is something like this, and he would just fill in any like spots that need a little bit more filling. And so that powder already gave you like a really nice color. So you really don't have to go in building harsh color anymore, because the powder basically did its job. I'm gonna go in with this brow setter, 24-hour brow setter. Love this brow setter, you guys, especially if you have like brows like mine. I have not gotten my brows done in years. I kind of just let them naturally grow, and then I'll just pluck random hairs that are out of place. I'm really into like the natural brow. So what I do is I like to just, you see that? And I just, you know, press it up. Also, you guys, let me know on the bottom if you guys like this whole like setup. I'm gonna try to make my background look a little bit better because, you know, the lights in the back are just like not a vibe, but I just haven't had time, or I don't even know really what I want to do. But let me know if you guys like me filming with my iPhone, or like filming with a camera that's like so close to my face. I just really want to always portray like the realness. I like reality a lot, and I used to film with like DSLR and beauty lights, and it just didn't look real, you know? And I guess that was just like what was trending, and that wasn't genuine to me. So I guess I never really felt an interest to film because that wasn't genuine to me. But I love this setup. It just feels so personal. I'm all up in your face. We're all up in my face. Oh, that's okay. So yeah, that's the brow, you guys. It's very natural. I'm gonna clean up underneath the brows a little bit. I'm just gonna take this, what is this? This is Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer, and this is in the shade Warm Beige. It's more of my skin color. You could do a lighter one if you want to, but I mean, that's not like, I guess it's not as natural. And I'm just gonna clean up the bottom. I'm gonna clean up the top too. I usually don't like to clean up the top, but it's not a big deal. And as you can see, I don't go right against it. I just kind of clean up the top just a little bit. And then when you blend it out, it's gonna look like, once you use foundation and everything, it's gonna look pretty natural. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take this nude color and I'm gonna go ahead and conceal my eyes. So I'm gonna go ahead and start over here. I really like to conceal my inner corners because I do get a lot of darkness there. You could also take a beauty blender if it's faster. You take a beauty blender and like blend it out. I do that sometimes, depends on what tools I have on hand. Okay, so for Pride, I'm gonna do something very, very colorful. We're just gonna use the James Charles palette, different eye colors, but today we're going to somehow, some way incorporate all the colors. So I'm gonna do this eye first. This is just a green color. I'm using a brush. This is a e.l.f. and J. Kissa brush that I had gotten from e.l.f. Cosmetics when they did the collection. This is actually a really solid brush. It does really good. So what I'm doing is I'm just gonna go into a circular motion and I'm going to basically brush this color in there. And you can see my skin is still see-through. So I want to make this as opaque as I can. So now I'm kind of going a little too inwards. This went a little too far inwards, but not to worry, that can be easily fixed. Now I'm gonna go in with kind of like a neon green color, and I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna focus that right here because I really didn't want it to be, I didn't want the green to go so dark. Lift your eyes back a little bit to get that crease. I have hooded eyes, so I have to actually build a crease for myself because if I don't, then, I mean, there will really be no shape for me, but that crease building is coming, you guys. Okay, so now we're gonna go in to the inner area and I'm going to go in with a yellow and I'm just gonna this is a really small brush. And I'm just going to poke that in there. Now we're gonna go into this flat brush. There's still more blending that needs to happen, but we're gonna go into this flat brush right here. Actually dampen this flat brush in just water. And then we're gonna go ahead and take this really pretty color right here. Actually gonna create a cut crease with it. And let's see if we could film myself doing this. So the brush makes it so easy to do that because of the way it's shaped. And you just go ahead and you just keep on going. And then for the outside, we're gonna just go ahead and do a more purple color. And then we're just gonna continue to kind of meet that a little bit. I'm gonna have that purple there a little bit, not so much. Purple is supposed to just be a little bit, so it just kind of has like a reflective vibe to it. Then I'm gonna get a smaller detailing brush like this, and I'm gonna go back into that dark green, and I'm going to basically work it in there so there's a really nice blend. As you can see, I'm really just packing it on, dabbing on the color. I'm not like swooshing it on, because this is such a pigmented shadow that if you swoosh it on, it's gonna be a hot mess. So you wanna just, you know, dab it on. You don't want a hot mess. You just don't want it. And then I'm gonna go back in to that green and I'm gonna just like lightly, very lightly deepen up this area. And I'm just gonna take that color so I could just make all this a little bit more opaque, like more blended. And there you have it. I do feel like it needs a little bit more blending right there. For some reason, the shadow is not grasping as well. Green always has a hard time like actually grasping. Okay guys, there you have it. I'm gonna go ahead and finish the other side. Okay guys, and now we're gonna go on. So I finished that side. As you guys can see, it's the eyes. So we're gonna go ahead and use the Tatcha. I don't know why it's so It's really dirty. I'm sorry, you guys. Really, reality. The Tatcha Silk Primer is going to be our primer of choice today. And this is $52. It's supposed to help you with your oiliness. It's supposed to make you look very poreless and seamless. I really like how it smells. So I tend to put it on. Elf Cosmetics also came out with the Putty Primer that I just tested out the other day. If you don't follow me on TikTok, I do test out a lot of stuff on TikTok. You're going to see it on TikTok first, and then you'll see it here, me continuing to wear it and try it on and do it in a face. So anyways, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to apply this primer. I really like it. It's $52. Do I think the Elf Cosmetics one, the Putty Primer? Oh, I have a lot of hair right there. Do I think the Elf Cosmetics Putty Primer works better? I'm not sure yet because I haven't tested it out. You guys will have to follow me on TikTok. I think I will do a dupe battle with that and see if it's even a real dupe. Is the dupe better? I always do that. So now let's move on to foundation. Okay guys, so for foundation today, I need something hydrating. I don't know if you can tell, my face is really dry. I don't understand it. I have been like really lacking on my nighttime routine. Maybe that's why I need to like sit down and like go through my nighttime routine and add some hydrating stuff to it. So I'm just going to use the Fenty Beauty Hydrating Foundation. I have found with this Fenty Beauty foundation, anything that is like poreless or silicone works really good on this, and anything that's like a primer that's like oil control. I was using this with like a hydrating primer. It was not the business, you guys. Okay guys, so I basically applied the foundation really quick. I went to go make a TikTok with this foundation, so go on a TikTok to follow what I did with this foundation. I was just retrying it on. I really wanted a hydrating foundation, and now I have a really nice hydrating foundation on. It does feel really, really good. Okay guys, so we have a new concealer in town. This is a Fenty Beauty concealer. It is, oh, it's super liquidy, and I feel like it's hard to control. Really don't like this packaging. It is not a vibe, but it's nice though. It feels very hydrating. I just don't like the packaging. You know, it's pretty though. It is pretty packaging though, and it does feel very lush. Ah! Oh my gosh, guys, look at how beautiful that blends. Wow. Look at this beautiful, amazing, gorgeous blend. I like the color too. It is really nice and bright. I'm really feeling how nice and bright the color is. Like, not the color, but the vibe. It's nice and bright. Wow. OMG, I love this. So pretty. Wow, that is pretty stunning. I like that. It's not as much coverage as I was hoping for. I usually like a lot more coverage, but it's decent. It's okay. It passes. We can work with it. Okay guys, so now I'm going to do a little bit of contouring. I'm going to use this e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. Actually, I have a lot of new makeup items, so I should just title this like trying new makeup. So this is the new e.l.f. Putty Primer Bronzer. And oh my gosh, let me tell you guys, this is good. I tried it for TikTok. Obviously, by now you guys know I try a lot of things for TikTok first. So what I do is I take this darker shade and I kind of just use it as a contour, and I just work it in to my contours. And you know, I like to wear my bronzer a little bit higher, like so. And then I put it into my forehead. I take the remainder. I don't take any more product when I'm using my forehead. Most of the product dipping happens only in the cheek area, not on the forehead area, because you don't want your forehead to look so muddy. But like, look at how beautifully this Putty Bronzer blends. And then I like to just do it all on my chin area, the remainder of it. I'm looking real powdery, you guys, but have no fear. This is all, I'm looking real powdery, you guys, but have no fear. This is all gonna come together pretty soon. So then I have this lighter color by e.l.f. Cosmetics. And this is the Putty Bronzer. It's a little bit more of a lighter. It's a little less warmer. Well, I mean, the bronzers aren't really that warm. And what I'm going to do is I'll blend out the rest of that. So it's like a blend, but I don't like to like swoosh two colors together. I just like to blend them on the face. And then it just kind of gives like a dimensional contour. I have been really obsessed with this. Like, even though it's a drugstore, and you guys know I usually use my Fenty cream bronzer. I've been really obsessed into cream bronzing. It's just been a thing. But I usually use the Fenty one. So I'm going to compare them. So if you don't want to spend the money on this Fenty cream bronzer, you can go ahead and get the Putty Prime bronzer from e.l.f. Cosmetics. It's almost the same. I will say though that the color on the Fenty one is a lot better and the pigmentation is a lot better, but if you were to like blend these two colors, and you basically get that, and it's still cheaper if you were to buy these two, still cheaper, you know? What we're gonna do is we're just gonna take this blue and we're going to focus that over here and just keep focusing it. And you want it to be very obvious that you have blue shadow on, because this is a pride look and I want it to be obvious that I put a lot of the colors on. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with a purple and I'm gonna focus the purple in the middle. So now we're gonna do a blush, and I'm gonna use this strawberry blush by Mercier. I'm obsessed with this blush, you guys. I think it is such a pretty blush. I usually really like to do a peach on my skin tone, on a brown girl skin tone, but oh, I didn't set my eyeshadow. Okay, let me set my under eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and take my Mercier. My Mercier powder, this is the translucent one, and I'm gonna set the under eyes. Oh my gosh, I forgot to set my under eyes. It does such a difference, you guys. Look at this difference. Look at that. Bada bing, bada bam. I love it. Mercier translucent powder has probably been my favorite so far. Out of all the powders I've used, it has been my favorite. Tends to give me the most best results. I know some people don't like the Mercier powder, but I mean, I was like that too. I didn't like when I first got it either. You just have to kind of know how to use it, and then know that you don't need too much, you need very little. You'd be surprised how much I put on before. And a lot of YouTubers tell you to put on a lot, and they're like, bake with it. Don't bake with it. You could, like, Mercier powder is so good. You could just like brush it on to your under eyes. You saw I just brushed on a little bit. I literally took just a little bit, tapped it off and brushed it on, and it just gave me a very flawless effect, and I love it. It's really nice. It's one of my favorites. So now I'm just gonna go in with this Mercier. And go in with this Mercier brown powder. Well, this is not a brown powder, but this is the translucent medium deep powder, and it's that color. And I'm just gonna take this and I'm gonna kind of like set the bronzer a little bit. You can buy this in a mini version and it'll last you just as long, because you really don't need a lot. I literally don't use that much. But what I love is it gives you like a really nice, pretty glow. I don't know, I just call it the trio that needs to be on your face. It like literally gives you that very, very good airbrush vibe effect. And then you just go ahead and if you want, you could also put it onto your forehead. You can put it onto everywhere. Make sure you cover your translucent powders. Oh my gosh, I cannot tell you how many times I've left my translucent powders uncovered and it falls everywhere. So now we're gonna go ahead and take Honey. So this is more of the medium shade, and this is made specifically for people with a tanner skin tone. And I'm just gonna take this and I'm going to shape my contour. And I love shaping my contour. It just really shapes your face, gives your face dimension, gives a very 3D vibe to it. And then I also like to take this powder and I like to like blend any areas that are like a little like awkwardly unblended. So the forehead area gets nicely blended. And if you can notice, there's like a really awkward demarcation right there, demarcation. And so I just you know, blend that out so it looks nice and blended. See how blended that looks nice? Looks nice and blended. Okay, now we can finally go on to the blush, you guys, because, you know, I had to stop everything to do that part. I'm trying to learn to put everything away before I move on to the next step, because then I just have a hot mess here. So, and my husband's always like, you need to put stuff away as you use it, so then you're not like stuck with the big old mess. And I'm like, you're very right. But when you're filming, you just get so excited to get to the next step. You're like, does cleaning even matter? But it does. Anyways, Strawberry Bronzer, Laura Mercier. Let's go ahead and pop that onto the cheeks. I really like to start over here and then, you know, go all the way up. And then I'll probably like start back here again. I don't know. I really want a very bright bronzer. I mean, bright blush. And sometimes I think I take my blush in a little too much. But I'm waiting for somebody to tell me that I do blush terribly, and then I'll fix it. But right now, if I could just get away with putting on too much blush, I'm gonna do it. Of course, you don't have to put on this much blush. It does look very like, it does look a little clown-like. I will say that, but I like how it looks on me. It's gonna go down. It's not gonna get as dark, like, it's not gonna stay as dark like this. So you could just simmer it down. This is a Pride makeup, so I want it to be very colorful, very voom, very in your face. Time to apply those lashes. Let's get them on. Okay. Just gonna let them sit there for a second. And then I'm gonna just hook on the outer corner first. The inner corner is the hardest part. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. I was doing some work for a Facebook content for Pride, and I was doing some content and I forgot to film the finished look, but this is the finished look. I really am enjoying these like vlog style makeup tutorials where I just sit down and glam and tell you guys what my day's about, what I'm doing, and then just chit chat and get ready. I hope you guys don't mind. Obviously you won't do all this unless you want to, unless you're going to like a Pride event. This would be really cute to do. These are supposed to be warrior, you know, like warrior marks, because you know we want to fight for the good fight. And then I just did a really fun ombre glossy rainbow lip, and yeah, so I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. I'm so excited to kind of be back on YouTube. I used to do 3 videos, now I only do 2 videos a week because it gets busy, you guys. But anyways, I love you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.